So please repeat after me. Kritideya dhyayato Vishnum Tretayam yajato makai Dvapare paricharyayam Kalo tadhari kirtanat. So the word to word goes Krite in the Satya Yuga Yat which Dhyayata from meditation Vishnu on the Lord Vishnu Tretayam in the Treta Yuga Yajata from worshipping Makai by performing sacrifices Dvapare in the age of Dvapara Paricharyayam by worshipping the lotus feet of Krishna Kalau in the age of Kali that same results can be achieved Hare Kirtana simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So I read translation and please repeat after me. Whatever results was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditation on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapara Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So I read purport, you don't need to repeat after me. Purport. A similar verse is found in the Vishnu Purana 6.2.17 and also in the Padma Purana Uttara Kanda 72.25 and the Brahma Naradiya Purana 38.97. Dhyayatam krite yajam yajñan yajñais tretayam dvapare rachayam yad apnoti tad apnoti kalau sankirtana keshavam. Whatever is achieved by meditation in the Satya Yuga, by the performance of sacrifice in Treta Yuga, and by the worship of Lord Krishna's lotus feet in Dwapara Yuga, is obtained in the age of Kali Yuga, Kali simply by glorifying the name of Lord Keshava. Srila Jayanta Goswami has further quoted from Brahma Vaivarta Purana concerning the degraded condition of people in Kali Yuga. Atav kalo Tapo yoga vidya yajna dikkai kriya sangha bhavati bhavanti ni kritaha kushalai api dehi bihi. Thus, in the age of Kali, the practice of austerity, yoga, meditation, deity worship, sacrifice, and so on, along with various subsidiary functions, are not properly carried out, even by the most expert embodied souls. Srila Jiva Goswami has also cited Chaitanya Chaturmasya Mahasya of the Skanda Purana concerning the necessity of chanting Hare Krishna in this age. Tata chaivotamam loke tapa Sri Hari Kirtanam kalau yuge visheshena Vishnu prityayai samacharet. In this way, the most perfect penance to be executed in this world is the chanting of the holy name of Lord Sri Hari. Especially in the age of Kali, one can satisfy the Supreme Lord Vishnu by performing Sankirtana. In conclusion, massive propaganda should be made all over the world to induce people to chant the Hare Krishna mantra, by which human society can be rescued from the dangerous ocean of the age of Kali. Thus end the purport of humble servant of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada to the 12th canto, 3rd chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam entitled the Bhaumi Gita. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I would like to humbly invite everyone to Sunday feast of Sri Shiva Sangam, which is our temple name of Sri Gaurnitai. As it is mentioned in the text, we have a different ages, different yugas. People often talk about different time factors, some years back, 500 years back, 1,000 years back. And we see, according to Shastra, there are 4 yugas. And basically, first yuga starts from the Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga time, people usually meditate. By meditating, thousands of years time, then they would get the elevation to understand the path to God. And what happened after that, the austerity was gone. And then comes Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga, people would worship personally Lord. Actually, after Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga. Yeah. In Treta Yuga, people actually do yajñas. By doing yajñas, they get the results. And then what happened? Cleanliness disappeared. Without cleanliness, it's difficult to do yajña. And then comes Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga is the time people worship Lord form personally, deity worship. And then what happened? Cleanliness disappeared. Without cleanliness, it's very important. It's very difficult to maintain the maintain the deity standards. It says cleanliness is next to godliness. And in Kali Yuga, where we are living now, nothing left actually. We cannot do anything actually. People say we can do meditation, yajñas, homas, but it's very difficult. And in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is told to Parikshit Maharaj. He mentioned Kale Desha Nide Rajan Asti Ekam Kale Desha Nide Rajan Astiyad Mahan Gunam Kirtanadi Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangam Parijatet. He says, in the Kali Yuga, the only process is Sankirtana Yajña. And we talk about yajñas. Oftentimes many people comes to do yajñas in their homes, whatever reasons. To perform yajña, we need to have what we think about yajña. If somebody thinking about yajña, we see a Havan is there, Panditji is there, he says Swaha, just pouring all the valuable things into the, fire. That's what our, first idea about yajña. But according to Shastra, to do yajña, we need to have certain things. If somebody is performing yajña for a son, the priest has to pronounce such a way mantras. Instead of he saying putra, he mistakenly say aputra, some mistake, some extra word comes. Then he, the performer of yajna get the daughter. That is a very, 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 very careful, when we are doing yajñas. So therefore, in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to perform the yajñas. Even to light yajña, it says, Shastra says we need to have a 2 sticks, Purva Harini and Uttara Harini. By rubbing the sticks, olden days, in the time of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga time, people get the light, We cannot do that, Even to perform yajna also, we need to have certain number of panditjis. You should not be like, nowadays, how many? 1 maximum to go do any yajñas. So this is the defect, we expecting that we want to get the result out of that yajñas. In San Diego, a few years back, one of the Indian gentlemen, he wants to have a big yajna in his new house. Then he went to ISKCON temple, and obviously devotees say like we can do Sankirtana yajna, let us do it in a bigger day, Hare Krishna mantra, we can do nicely. And then he said, no, I want to have yajna in my house. And then devotees came and started making little yajna, Havan Kund, started making little fire. And then he said, no, more fire, I want to have a big fire. And then started pouring the more ghee, and big fire came. And obviously what happens? Smoke comes with that. And in America, this is a law actually, even in the household, there's a fire alarm and it connected with the sprinkles. And then as soon as the fire alarm goes on, and then water started sprinkling in his house. And then he started thinking, what you guys done, And suddenly, devotees knows how to make the situation, based on the, the circumstances. One devotee came with Bhagavad Gita book, Prabhuji, you see, like, after you perform any yajna, what happens? Rain comes. And this is the effect. This is the effect of yajna. And devotee says, whatever the fire alarm goes in the brain, that should be the main purpose of, we have to be perform yajna, anything. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he got the initiation from his spiritual master, he says, my dear Lord, my dear spiritual master, what kind of mantra you gave me? After chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, I'm getting mad, I'm getting crazy like anything. And actually, I cannot stay in one place, and I'm just rolling, crying, And what kind of mantra, this Hare Krishna mantra you gave to me? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, very fine statement, this Sankirtana Yajna, glorifying the Hare Krishna mantra, chanting. This mantra, a person actually pours his consciousness, 100% consciousness into yajna, which is actually very effective. The results are 100%. And, if something comes easily, there always comes with the terms and conditions. But this Hare Krishna mantra has no terms and condition. In fact, it says one can chant anywhere, even in the toilet also. But that should not be our excuse, Actually, according to Shastra, we have problems and difficulties. Problems can be solved and difficulties can be managed. But there is something behind problems and difficulties, which is crisis and calamities. And our material education, what been learned whole life, it is actually not guiding us. What happens if somebody dies in our family? That's a crisis, that's a calamity. And we don't know how to deal with that. And we suddenly fear of our situations, And we scared, we scared of, having a husband, we scared of having a wife, we scared of having a relationships, we fear of so many things. And what is a fear actually? One sannyasi says, fear is something, my plan minus Krishna's plan. Man compose, God dispose. that's our situation. So, one has to be understand this world is not going to my will. According to my will, it's going to according to the will of Lord. We are only the instrument to understand it. And how we can get this knowledge? We say it's like, this sounds very nice, whatever which Shastra says very, very philosophically, makes sense. But how people like us, understand this? That's why we need to have an association of the Guru. That's why we need to have an association of the saintly people. Saintly people like Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, they left so many instructions in the form of their books. And they know exactly, this Bhava Sagara, this material ocean is very difficult to overcome. And time after yuga after yuga, many saintly people comes to enliven people like all of us. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada make a very nice statement. He says, by the will of Lord, He can deliver anyone and everyone. But the purpose of saintly persons to come to this world is to guide the mass of the people. That's a duty of saintly person. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took as a saintly person, and he would go to a person like Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai was a is a politician by profession. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was a sannyasi, a renounced person. And he born in a Brahminical family, very cultured family. His parents are very cultural. And then he went to a politician to listen about Krishna Katha. And he says, my dear Ramananda Rai, you are speaking flowing of nectar, Krishna consciousness. And then I want to hear more and more. And Ramananda Rai replies, my dear Lord, whatever I am speaking, whatever it's coming from my mouth, it making some sense. But actually, the words I am speaking, is because of you. You are the inspiration. You are the driving force. You are the Hridaya Perana. By your mercy, I am speaking about Krishna Katha. And he gave the credit to Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya in turn gave the credit back to Ramananda Rai. And he says, Ramananda Rai, I only associating with the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was a businessman. And when I was associating with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he told me, I don't know, when I asked him actually, what is Krishna Bhakti Tattva? What is the chanting? What is this philosophy? And he said, whatever you are asking to me, I don't know, my Lord. I don't know what is this Krishna Katha. I don't know what is this Krishna Bhakti. Please go and ask Ramananda Rai in South India. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, on the recommendation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I came to you, O Ramananda. I may be bound to be I'm a sannyasi. You are bound to respect me. You are bound to respect me. But I don't want any of my source status. People usually think when we go to preaching outside, very sophisticated, materially, highly elevated people, they don't like to listen about Krishna consciousness. They don't like to listen about philosophy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, even though I am a sannyasi, the highest order in the social order, but still I am coming, I want to hear from you more, even though you are an ordinary person. So, he says a fine statement, whatever is one's social status, if one is a Brahmana, one is a priest class, or intellectual class, or one is the politician, a king, or one is a labor class, as long as he know about the science of Krishna consciousness, as long as he know the science of chanting, then he is a guru. And he is the right person to preach about Krishna consciousness all over the world. So that's why Srila Prabhupada, we see in many temples in ISKCON, all over the world, he made a fantastic arrangements. People, many category of the people, many classes of people, they come and they hear and they understand the philosophy and they go out and preach. This is the main purpose of the Prabhupada establishing all these things. And it says, to understand God consciousness, to understand Krishna consciousness, one should have two things. Number one is sincerity and number two is submission. If these two things are missing and we come for temple, we go to holy dhams, 30 years, 40 years, life after life, but nothing goes in our head. And simply we don't take the association of the devotees coming here. We don't take it as an opportunity to grow ourselves. And when Lord Chaitanya was inaugurating the Sankirtana movement in Alarnad, Odisha, thousands and thousands of people came, children, old age people, all kind of politicians, everyone came. And Nityananda Prabhu predicted, this Sankirtana yajna, whatever is Sankirtana, chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, it should go all over the world. And he predicted even that time, 600 years back. And nobody thought it will be going to manifest. No, when our Srila Prabhupada came and he made it happen. That's why we should have a faith on saintly persons. We should have a faith on devotees. And there is one South Indian a saint. His name was Kamala Bhatta. He was preaching to a Mayavadi people. A Mayavadi people are somebody who doesn't believe in God. They say Kaivalyam. Shastra says Kaivalyam Narakahitam. Now people who think that they actually in the consciousness of hell. So after defeating with them, they lost. And Kamala Bhatta was actually threatened to kill. And these people are after him because we don't want anyone, who is preaching the truth. It's, history, it says most about it. Then Kamala Bhatta was running for his life. And he was running and people are after him to kill him. So he was going all the way up to the mountains. And then he had no choice, either being killed by them or jumping into the valley. And then he decided, okay, let me die. Let me jump in there. And before he was jumping in, he was praying. Now, what was his prayer? He says, if Vedas are true, if the scriptures are true, if the God is true, I'm not going to die. And then he jumped. And to the surprise, he had some fractures here and there, but he didn't understand why, I believe that, I convinced, but, why I got still some body part was damaged. And he went to his spiritual master and asked him, what was the reason behind it? And spiritual master says, you said everything is perfect, but you said if. Acharya says, devotee says, this is not a coding. This is not a computer coding. We cannot use if. If doesn't work out in any situations, So, and people usually ask, what happened? This chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we coming here, we talked about this is the Yuga Dharma. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave us this Hare Krishna mantra. And what happens? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, during his lifetime, he left 8 instructions, 8 verses. So out of 8 verses, with the short time we have, let us take it one verse. It goes like this. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamavadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamruta swadanam sarvatra sapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam. So this verse talks about Cheto Darpana Marjanam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left the instructions. What is the effect of chanting? What is the effect of participating this Sankirtana movement, this yajna? Now he says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Cheto Darpanam. What is a Darpanam? Darpanam is a mirror. And then we see our consciousness in the mirror. So if the mirror is full of dust, we cannot see what is inside. And what is this dust? Acharya says this dust is a lust. What is this lust? What we think, we think we are the controller of situations, we are the proprietor of everything, and we are the maintainer of everything in our little world. This is our consciousness. This is the situation. So, as long as if that dust is there, we cannot see our true nature, true self. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we can see ourselves. That dust started slowly started getting cleansed. Then we can see our true self. And this is the reason after chanting Hare Krishna mantra, even one mala, and usually people come to their consciousness, wow, this is so nice, they feel like, okay, we are not the controller of anything. At least that consciousness comes. Anyone try, sincerely, this is the effect. So, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So it happens automatically without any extra endeavor. But we are living in a society. Our whole habits are always comes back. We have habits. So, but how we can counteract these habits? We can counteract these habits by staying in the right association. You don't need to do anything much, if you are staying in the association. How many have been Kolkata station, Howrah station in Kolkata? One time I was there many years back, first time. I was looking for the platform to go to Mayapur. I was there and I could not able to ask anybody because I could not speak language Bengali. And I was looking, where should I go? And suddenly the crowd came and they pushed me all the way to some platform. So some association, So they made sure that I go to some platform. Then I found out which platform. It's easy to find out where, platform 1 or 2. So by staying in the association, right association, we get actually that effect, byproducts easily. And Socrates says, we can judge you by looking at your friends. One time in Los Angeles, there was a pujari. After serving so many number of years as a head priest in a temple, in ISKCON temple, suddenly one day his old habits started haunting him. It's natural. We see our brahmacharis also, thinking, our olden days were some of the days were good. And he was thinking, I was surfing very nicely. I want to go again. And then he decided, okay, today I'm going there. He left everything, puja and everything, and he went to ocean, started, thinking that I could do surfing today. And then as soon as he went there, he suddenly saw the shark. He never see the shark in his whole life. Because Krishna's agents are everywhere. Practically God's agents are everywhere, Then what happened, he was scared of his life. And he started, reading, singing Hare Krishna mantra from his heart. Nothing happened. Shark started coming, closer. And he started chanting Hare, Narsingha prayers. And then he started, singing all the prayers, If you stay in a temple for a long time, he finished that, whole book of temple song book. Nothing happened. And then as the shark coming closer, he was literally begging, my dear Lord, I don't know why I came here. If you give me, chance, I will go back to temple and I will stay there, I will serve my whole life. And suddenly, shark left. And then, he went to the temple, the temple president was asking, what happened, where you been? I said, I'm not going anywhere, this is my, this is the only my place I will stay. We met him last time when we went to Los Angeles. This devotee was, sharing his nice realization. So even if we want to go out from the devotees association, that sincerity, conviction, make sure Krishna will bring it back. So that is the one effect of Cheto Darpana Marjanam. And the second thing is Bhava Mava Dhavagni Nirvapanam. Dhavagni is forest fire. What is this forest fire in our life? Forest fire is something, we have a free will in our lives. We can see that God created us and He facilitated all the things. But with the free will what we have, either we use or misuse or we can use it for good purpose. So this material existence, this free will, we are taking it for granted, life after life, life after life. In the Dhavagni, this is Dhavagni. And one good thing with the forest fire, it comes by rubbing trees, dry leaves or whatever. But once it started, it goes like so fast, and it needs actually externally somebody to help actually to cool it down. And we see like in Los Angeles, what is happening now, I'm sure many of you know, it's like many places, they never experienced this Dhavagni, forest fire. This is happening. In America alone, every year, 3 million to 10 million acres of land burn into ashes because of the forest fire. So, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra and taking the devotees association and following the process that we have, this process, this Hare Krishna mantra act as a cooling agent for the fire. What we are, going through life after life of this, misusing of the free will. This is the one side effect of the Hare Krishna mantra. And Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Chandrika means a moon. Shreya means a blue lotus, a white lotus actually, white lotus. If you see, how many of you know, in India, summertime, a moonshine is so pleasing because of the moon rays, the lotus, white lotus actually blooms. And that aroma goes actually, so long distance actually. This Hare Krishna mantra chanting effect also comes as a race to us to blossom, to bloom actually, to bloom our original constitutional position. And that's how we are glorified, by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra. And then Vidya Vadu Jeevanam. Vadu means bride, like a newly married girl. If she takes the shelter of her newly married husband, and she get protected, and she get what she wanted. So by taking this Hare Krishna mantra sincerely ourselves, this process protects us. This process protects us, because nothing in this world is perfect. Nothing in this world is perfect. And in Damodar Leela, Krishna came to protect Mother Earth. When the mother wants to chastise, when she was chastising, and he wants to throw the stones to Mother Earth, but he said, no, I came to protect you. Now he started eating the mud. He started eating mud instead of doing some other ways, And whatever the big, project we take, we should start with something, some little bit, We ask the people every time, please chant Hare Krishna mantra. And most of the people says, when I'm getting settled. And when we go there, say, my children comes, my children become perfect. And my grandchildren become perfect. My great-grandchildren become perfect. And my funerals become perfect. I will chant Hare Krishna mantra. That is the conception. My mother, she is 70 years old. I've been asking her for last 15 years to chant Hare Krishna mantra. And she says every time she found an excuse, Okay, when you get married, I will do that. And then I got married. When you get children, I will do that, It never happens. It never happens. So, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidanam Vidya Vadu Jeevanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam. Anandam means bliss, the happiness. We get complete happiness by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra. Pratipadam Purnamrutaswadanam. Every word in this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, which we just sang like 15-20 minutes back, and we will be singing again, every single word, this Rama and Krishna words is so blissful. And by chanting this, we can experience this. We can experience this. And many years back, when the Hare Krishna movement was started in New York City, there was one brahmachari. One person joined the temple. And then he became a brahmachari. Then his first job was to go out and do the Sankirtana, like, Harinam every day. And he was going there. So suddenly the Sankirtan leader, instead of chanting Hare Krishna mantra, he started singing Gaur Nityananda Bol. And then the other devotees have started saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And he's saying Gaur Nityananda Bol. And he's saying Hari Bol, other people. And this person didn't understand what these guys are saying. Hare Krishna mantra, yeah, I know. But what they saying? He started thinking, where did Nityananda go? And these people are saying, I don't know. So he didn't understand the concept because he didn't know the words. He didn't understand the meaning of it. And then every day, they were going out for Sankirtan. And they were saying, Gaur Nityananda Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And his in mind is going, where did Nityananda go? I don't know. So he spent some time. And one day he was in the prasadam room, and he found one devotee. Prabhuji, where did Nityananda go every day? Why they are singing? And then he says, where did Nityananda go? I don't know. So later on he figured out. So the reason is, this devotee was sharing, if we don't know the meaning of the words, for example, we have that Leela is there, one more picture is here, newly people comes, they don't understand what is there, the meaning. They also shy, So they shy for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, pension, and they don't understand. So it's very important to understand what is the meaning of Rama, what is the meaning of Krishna, what we get out of this chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So this is Pratipadam Purnamruta Swadanam. Every word in this Hare Krishna mantra is full of nectar. So this is the meaning of Pratipadam Purnamrutadam Sarvatra Snapanam. So by this chanting mantra, observing it, one can actually take the full bathing, submerged oneself into the pure love of God, pure love of Krishna. So this is the effect. And Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtana. And all glorious to this Hare Krishna mantra. So we can see ourselves in Jiva Goswami. In one of his commentaries, he mentioned Jiva Goswami is one of our greatest acharya. He quoted so much philosophy. He just gave us a wonderful analysis how one can come to the platform of understanding God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. He says, if one makes 100 mistakes, and our mind gets distracted during the japa. And we can see this, based on this analysis. If one make 100 mistakes, whatever, he cannot able to focus while doing japa. It might get disturbed, going here and there. Not mistakes, actually sins, exactly. If one makes 1,000 sins, it's difficult for this person to follow the regulative principle that we have. And if one makes 10,000 sins, it's very difficult to take the process. Even they don't even touch Hare Krishna mantra beads. They don't even touch the malas, and they just simply, they come, they just hear, but they don't chant. And over the period, I've seen people. There are 4 types of people. One type of people are Kshatriya type. Like warriors. When we ask the people, please. Come chanting, we do that. They said, yes, I will do that, I will do chanting, I will come, I will bring my wife, I will bring my children, I will bring my whole dynasty, whole my family. When the time of chanting, nothing comes. They simply, talk. And there is a kind of Brahmana class people. Brahmana class people, they talk so much philosophy. Yeah, these Muslims, Christians, yeah, they are doing so much. We should do something. They talk so much philosophy. Even some people go a little extent. Yeah, I'm chanting at home. It's between my heart, Krishna's heart, at home, in my little apartment. And this is when the time, please come for chanting. We don't see them. And another class of people, Vaishyas, business class people. And when we ask them to chanting, they say, how much I get this out of benefit out of these people, Now when we come, how much we can gain? What is my profit? And they come.